Is Monday, August 25th, 2025. This is a city commission meeting for Huron. Could we have the roll call, please?
Smith.
Here.
Luke.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Mayor Robish.
Present. Please join me for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll move on to agenda approval. I have a couple of changes and one addition. Under petitions and communications 8.3, we have a request for Andy's Road Race parade route. And then under number 11, executive session, we have an executive session for a contractual matter. And then after that, we'll be coming out of executive session and we'll be doing our work session on the budget. And then after that work session, we're going to go back into executive session for a personnel matter. Those are the changes and additions that I have. Anybody else have something I missed?
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Luke.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. The city commission adjourns to convene as a board of adjustments for the following public hearings. Tonight we have 3 public hearings. 3.1 is consider variance request from Brandon Ransom, project address 375 5th Street Northeast, to construct a 2-story detached garage which will be 29 feet tall, where code states that accessory buildings in the R district cannot exceed 25 feet in height in an area zoned R2 one-family residential district. We'll have our city planner Barry Cranston explain this, and then we'll have some discussion.
Thank you, Mayor. This request came before the hearing examiner. We took a look at this. There is an existing, as you can see, I have a picture up here. There is an existing addition to the garage that is quite tall. This addition was put on several years ago. There is some confusion because some people have asked about whether or not he's already constructed the new addition, and he has not. This existing addition where my mouse is circling merely is not, it's done, but it's not cited. So that's why there's some confusion there. The new addition would be roughly in this yellow area on there. And it does meet all of the codes as far as setbacks and parcel coverage percentages and those. The only thing it did not meet was the height restriction. As you'll recall, we just got done clarifying this in our ordinance with the 25-foot ordinance that we just recently passed because there was some ambiguity in between 2 different sections of the ordinance in the zoning code. So, but this, what he's proposing is to create an addition to the existing garage that would be 29 feet tall, and that did in fact require a variance. So that's, Mr. Ransom is in the audience tonight, and so if you have any questions, Brandon, if you want to come up.
Just state your name and your address for the record, please, Brandon.
Brandon Ransom, 375 Fifth Street Northeast.
Thank you.
For the record, the staff recommended approval, and the hearing examiner also recommended approval for this.
Okay.
And that's in your packet.
Okay. Let's have a motion or a motion to.
I would move to approve the variance request for discussion.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Commissioner Bragg, you got some questions?
So on the existing addition that you said is not cited, how tall is that?
It's approximately 25 feet, I think, isn't that about what it is? It's a little shorter than what he's talking about. And that did, as far as at the time, there was, when this was built, there was one part of the ordinance referenced a 35-foot ceiling height for accessory buildings, and the other part referenced a 25. So we've since clarified that in the ordinance, and now it is the 25-foot for accessory structures. So now, in that, not just solely due to that, but because of that, in part, it needed a variance.
We had any comment from neighbors?
We did have one letter of support. Otherwise, no comment at all was received. There was one gentleman, let me back up. There was one gentleman at the hearing that asked if this project would meet all of the zoning codes as far as setbacks and percentage of coverage, you know, and with the 45% rule, it meets all of the zoning codes, with the exception of the height.
Okay, anybody else have any questions for Mr. Ransom or Barry, or?
I have two questions,
Go
if I may.
ahead, Commissioner Smith.
The picture on the screen, Barry, is, I would anticipate up as south? in the
Up is
system?
north.
It is north,
Yep,
okay.
the alley is to the north side,
Great.
up the gray area up on top. That is the alley. And so Fifth Street lies right below this, right below the sidewalk. This is the sidewalk right here.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Because when I drove by it, it's not making sense to me
Yeah.
now. Now that you
Well, and
explain
this
it,
is this image from Google Maps is not terribly clear in that area.
well, and that's okay.
Yeah, so,
But just wanted to clarify
Yep.
that. Can you remind me why 25 feet on accessory buildings? Why not 30 or 35? How
It-
did we wrestle down on that?
we came down because the other language that was in question a month or two ago was that it said you couldn't be taller, the accessory structures couldn't be taller than the primary residence. And the primary residence had a limit of 35 feet. So that's why we selected, there was other language out there that suggested 25 feet for the accessory structure, was appropriate, and that's what we went with
Okay.
from the planning commission standpoint.
With it being taller, are there other building code requirements?
No, there really weren't,
As
as
to the
long as,
structure
as
itself?
long as there was no residence included and there was no home occupation that was going to take place as far as a business being operated from the site, there really were no other concerns about it. So this facility would likely eventually have a small bathroom in it with water, but that would be it. It's not intended to be a residence of any kind.
And then you state in the application, Mr. Ransom, that there's an indication that you're going to work on vehicles in there and that you
Yeah,
needed the
just my-
height.
Just my own stuff.
It's your own
Yeah,
personal,
I got
like
couple tall vehicles.
trucks or something.
Yeah, And I got a tractor too that I want to park inside.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. That's all I needed.
I have a question, if I may, Brandon. Some of the things that are in front of your home, I drove by a couple times too, will those end up going in the
Yeah,
back?
that's-
You have
it's
quite a
just
bit
all
of-
so they can do the concrete back there.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then there are already two, you have your tall existing garage, then there's a smaller one closer to the alley.
Yeah.
And will that one stay? That one will stay as well?
That shed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, that was all I wondered.
Commissioners?
Barry, do you know the height of the primary of the house?
It's, I don't know right off the top of my head, but it's approximately a story and a half, I think. So I'm gonna guess about 20 to 24 feet.
It isn't
At
as
the
tall
peak height,
as the one
yeah.
that's,
It's about the same height as it's a little taller than the older garage back here against the alley, the older shed back here. So it's approximately 20 feet or so, I'm gonna say. About a story and a half is what it looks like to me, assuming a story is about 14 feet.
So this would be the tallest structure on the property?
Yes,
Correct.
yes, correct.
And when you said that it's fine on the lot size percentage-wise, does
Mhm.
that account for the garage that's not
Yes.
cited?
Yes.
And are we gonna collect building permit and whatnot to bring that into compliance, since that was apparently not done before, or?
You mean the siding?
Yeah.
You could make that a condition of the variance, that it be completed as a part of that approval, if you wanted to, yes.
But even with that factored in, it still qualifies for?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
So can we make that recommendation that the
You
existing
certainly-
one be cited
You
as well?
certainly
I
can.
thought you had already constructed it when I drove by, because there was the siding and it was so tall, so
Yeah.
I reached out to Barry and said, did that already happen?
Yeah.
So I was confused with that.
Right now, we have a motion on the table to approve the city planner has got in his packet.
That's a recommendation. If you add a condition to that motion about, having the siding of the existing facility, the existing garage completed no later than when you complete the siding on the new garage, that would be something, you'd have to amend that
You'd
original
have to
motion.
amend the motion, yeah.
I plan on doing that anyways.
Yep,
Okay.
so,
Commissioner Smith, it's your motion.
I would, let's see,
Amend?
council, that'd be an amendment?
It would be a friendly amendment to the motion.
Okay, I would move to amend my motion to include that language of having the current structure cited in conjunction with the new build.
Second.
Okay. And Brandon says he's fine with that, so. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Wright.
Aye.
Harvey.
aye.
Mayor Wolvish.
Aye. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Moving on to 3.2, consider variance request from Dan Myers, project address 1146 Kansas Northeast, to construct a detached garage 14 feet from the east property line, where code states that when a garage is designed to be entered directly from the alley, the distance between the doors and the lot line shall be 20 feet or more in an area zoned R2, 1 family residential district. Mr. Cranston, would you like to enlighten us on this one?
Yes. So, let me get out of this one. So this is along Kansas. It is located on the east side of Kansas. And so this alley is obviously over here on the right-hand side. And so they're proposing to essentially attach a garage, a bigger garage, to the existing garage. There would be an entrance out of the existing garage going into the new one, and then to exit. And you can see I've got 14 feet right here is the distance between the east face of that garage to the right-of-way. And so they're asking to be allowed to build this, and because typically the code requires 20 feet when there's a entrance to a garage perpendicular to the alley. And so if it would have been, in other circumstances, if you would enter the garage parallel to the alley, then it only requires a typical 5-foot setback. But in this case, they will be asking for the variance just so that they can allow themselves to come in and out through both sides of these garages. Primary entrance would be from the driveway. They're just asking to be allowed essentially to be able to exit to the alley if need be.
I'll make a motion to approve for discussion.
A second?
Okay. Any questions or further comments?
Comments from the hearing examiner was simply, we felt the condition would be warranted to request they not, do extended parking there of vehicles. If the vehicles are gonna be parked along that alley in that entranceway, that they be moved to the inside for, any kind of extended time.
Is there a requested door size on that?
I believe they're talking about 2 doors,
On the-
possibly,
on
on
the
the alley side.
On the alley side?
Yeah, but that could easily shrink to 1, so.
So if that's the case, that could be a primary entrance.
It could be used as a primary entrance, but what they told the hearing examiner is they intend to enter it from the property side. And that would be where they have some antique cars and some of, a small piece of snow equipment, that kind of stuff. That would be typical of what they would use the rear entrance for.
I think the big thing is they're not gonna be parking back there.
Right,
East and west regardless.
Right.
So.
their,
it just
their
won't- it won't
intention is,
fit, yeah.
their intention is to just be able to utilize the alley when needed.
Yeah.
Are they planning to put a driveway in, or?
Yeah, there would be a small driveway out of it.
Is that a concern for snow removal, having, because the alley is gravel, right? Is it gonna be a
Right.
gravel driveway, or is it?
I'm assuming it would be alley, or it would be gravel or some other type of impervious surface because of those antique cars, I'm assuming. But this driveway is gravel as well, I believe, so.
How do we enforce, when you say they, today, if we approve it, and the agreement is not to park that back there?
For extended periods.
Right.
That was an agreement that they were willing to make, and I don't know that you could legally say, you can't, well, you could legally say you can't park there from 9 to 9 PM as a condition of the variance, I guess. You could do that kind of thing, but as far as enforcement of what's considered an extended period of time, I probably would have to defer to legal counsel for future.
That's what I don't love. I mean,
Yeah.
we're putting a condition in
So-
that we really can't easily enforce,
So-
and a reasonable amount of time is very easy to be interpreted in many different ways.
Right,
I'm
and
sure
that's
the
true,
attorney would
and
tell you
that's true.
I don't know how it's enforceable,
Mhm.
but I would like to see maybe some different language. I'd like that idea of when it's an emergency snow route, or over, no more than 24 hours, or from certain hours, right?
Mhm.
I think I'd like to
Yes,
see something.
my
more
motion is
specific.
just to approve the 14-foot setback. I'm not gonna control if they put a trailer back there for 2 weeks. I don't think it matters to us. really.
There are numbers of.
Cause they
you
can park a
s-
trailer right next to the alley right now if they want
Yeah.
to.
Right here is a garage that's right on the alley.
Yeah.
And so, this is another trailer here, down in the right-hand corner here. So
And I would assume there's already existing restrictions on blocking the alley anyway, right?
yes, there is, and through the public safety laws.
So that's,
That's
it would
correct.
be
So-
redundant to add that in there.
So-
They already can't block
Mhm.
that space anyway.
So, to your point, it's
Just
well
a
received.
quick note that the hearing examiner, they kind of noted that too,
Mhm.
to the condition that there's no long-term parking to accommodate the snow.
Mhm.
Dale, do you know, is there pickup service in the back in
Most
that
of those
alley?
on Kansas, we pick up on Kansas.
On the street?
Instead of that alley, when it gets wet, it's hard to get through, so. Not all the residents there on Kansas, we moved to the street. And, the few there on Dakota, we pick up right there on Dakota out there, so.
Okay.
Just for the record, the hearing examiner and the staff all recommended approval.
Okay. Any other questions?
Did you want to strike that from the motion, or so there is a redundancy on it?
I guess if we don't care, if we're not gonna try and enforce it, we could take it out, or we could just say it doesn't hurt to leave it in there. Then Sean doesn't have to amend his motion.
2 amendments in one night.
I don't think it's very enforceable, so I will amend my motion to just approve the 14-foot setback without the long-term
Without-
parking clause
okay.
in there. I think either way, they have to meet certain rules and regulations, so. So that was my amendment.
Is the second all right with that amendment?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to 3.3, consider variance request from Reagan Glanzer, trustee for the estate of Rosella Glanzer. Project address 864 Utah Southeast and 429 9th Street Southeast. To allow 2 lots to be re-subdivided into lot size 99.8 by 50 and 65.2 by 50, where code requires that any lot platted after March 1st, 2002 shall have a minimum lot width of 100 feet and a minimum lot size of 10,000 square feet in the area zoned R2 one-family residential district. One more time, Mr. Cranston.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. This was a request by Mr. Glanzer to split these. The occupant, the renter of 429 9th Street to the east is interested in purchasing this house. And so there was originally, these 2 homes were tied together through a covenant that allowed for the parcels to be hooked together as one and taxed as such. That will be coming up later in the agenda, because that's not something that the Board of Adjustment can address. But this variance would allow the smaller parcel. The biggest concern of the hearing examiner with this is on the north side of 9th Street. Given that it's a snow route, there is no parking allowed. And so this was a pretty significant concern of his, and so the yellow box up here is something that I've drawn in, not to scale by any means, but just to show that his recommendation was to approve this, however, with the condition that an off-street parking stall be created to allow for one vehicle to be parked off the street. Otherwise, there's no parking for this particular residence. And so, in talking with the hearing examiner, and Mr. Glanzer is elected to agree to that. And so now it becomes a matter of creating that, and he'll work with the engineering section to do the drive over curb to spec and those kinds of things. So the hearing examiner recommended approval with that requirement, as did the staff.
Okay.
For discussion, I would move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Cranston? And we have Mr. Glanzer in the audience tonight too.
Is the parking stall going to be cement or asphalt?
Going to be cement.
Cement,
Yeah.
thank you.
And Brett, correct me if I'm wrong, crushed concrete is considered impervious concrete, or impervious surface, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, it couldn't, what we talked about is it couldn't be gravel.
Right. Good.
Is that just currently a grass boulevard right now then?
It is.
Yeah, from the curb to the sidewalk is 17-foot long, and then we're gonna go 12-foot wide in between. There's 2 trees there that are 18-foot wide. Just perfect to put a 12-foot wide in there, 17-foot long up to the sidewalk.
So code says 10,000,
Square feet per
what is,
parcel.
what would be the square footage of this parcel as drawn if we split it up?
I didn't read those, Rich, but they are on here. Sorry.
It's 4,990 square feet.
It's a lot less.
Yep, it is.
It's, it is, I guess, it's a lot less, but, and the reason he wants to subdivide this is, it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was two parcels, and then when they built the garage onto the west house, they had to put that part of the lot in with that house.
That's my understanding, back when she built the garage.
That's
Yes.
To allow for the 7-foot setback.
Okay.
And now we got two different buyers and.
So there isn't a fence in between them now currently, right?
No, and you would never know the difference driving by that it was one lot anyway,
No.
right now.
No,
I drove
Yeah.
by it and I'm like,
Yeah,
the only reason you'd know is because they're the same color.
well, yeah.
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 And is the setback between the garage and the existing structure okay, or is that?
Yes, so as proposed, the west lot would maintain that 7-foot setback as would, and the east would be the same. In fact, the east, I believe the east setback is even a little larger.
Are we concerned about sightlines and visibility on that corner if we put a parking pad there? I know usually we try to avoid anything right where we're gonna be making a turn.
Usually, we're concerned about structures, because parking is intermittent. So generally, we try to allow for structures to have that clearance zone. But generally speaking, we don't treat flat work or drives as the same.
It's quite a ways back from the intersection too.
That is the alley.
The alley is.
That's an alley there, Rich.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Yeah,
so we-
you're right.
But yes,
Yeah,
that's,
no,
but
you
yes.
wouldn't be able to put a fence
No,
there. That
no,
would- that
we
would
wouldn't be able to put a fence in.
And that whole corner would be in the visibility area if we're turning off of the alleys.
That's correct.
That's why we have microwaves.
They're taxed separate right now too.
They are? Okay.
and they're separate utilities as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Barry or for Regan? Roll call vote.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Regan. The Board of Adjustment adjourns to reconvene as the City Commission. Moving on to public forum. Is there anyone here to speak at public forum tonight? Okay. Come on up and state your name and address, please, for the record.
My name is Stuart Fonder. I live at 1620 South Frontier Drive.
Let me just remind you, we have a 3-minute limit.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
okay, thank you.
And my question is to whoever's taking care of the streets, whoever that would be.
Oh, we all do, but
I'm the commissioner for the streets.
Okay. Every year, at the end of my driveway, I put a minimum of half a load of gravel. This year it was a load. Everything was nice. Until it did again today, the blade went by and cut about 4 inches out of the end of my driveway again.
Is this at your residence?
At my residence,
Okay.
say the address again.
1620 South Frontier Drive.
Let me pull that up just for reference, Stuart. Give me a second.
So they pulled it out, as
Went
part
by
of
with
the
blade
grading
and just Cut it
process.
out.
As part of the grading process.
Why would they cut out the end of your driveway?
I'm just asking, this is how it happened, was they
Yeah.
went by with the grade to
Earlier in the
level
summer,
it out.
I asked about gravel, because basically we have no gravel. We have a little sand on the road and that's about it. There's not enough gravel on the streets out there to make it from shoulder to shoulder when they blade it. It's just in the middle. And they told, well, we'll put some gravel out there this summer. How many thousands of dollars worth of taxes do we have to pay to get a couple truckloads of gravel hauled out there?
This, just for reference, it's up on the board here, where Stewart lives. This is North and South Frontier Drive. So just for reference, this is the Huron Mall up here on top here. Huron Mall right here.
Yep.
South Frontier Drive is down on Lincoln Avenue. And Stewart's residence is in this southwest corner.
Correct.
Sorry to interrupt, Stewart.
Okay, so that's my question. Are we gonna get some gravel and are we gonna quit? The lady that was sitting with me is my wife. She stood out there the last time the blade came and made them pull up as they were going by. She wasn't out there this time. So they cut down about that deep at the end of my driveway. So then the water comes in and sets in there. And then we drag that all up in the garage.
We will definitely somebody will come out and take a look at it, Stuart. We will, and see if that blade is actually getting into your driveway or on the street. If it's still on the street, he's blading the street, but where you're putting your gravel, it's been years since I've been out there, so I know where you're talking about, but.
Okay. Maybe they can take a look at the amount of gravel that's on the streets too.
We can do that.
The south drive there is fairly decent. The north drive, after they blade it a couple days later, you better start taking the south side again, because it's just nothing but dust and washboard. So,
Okay.
it's been a long time since we had any gravel out there. Here years ago, they came out with some crushed asphalt,
Asphalt.
but they didn't have enough.
Yeah.
So they put some of that down the middle, and then they covered it with gravel. Well, you know what happens there. That's just like oiling the street and putting that loose gravel on top, and you know how washboardy it gets right away? That's the way we live out there.
Okay,
So,
we can,
let's see if we can get something done with the
we'll
streets,
take a
okay?
look at it. We will.
All right, thank
You
you.
bet. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Anyone else here for public forum? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. And our consent agenda tonight consists of 6.1 minutes of August 18th, 2025, 6.2 fuel quotes for city departments, 6.3 personnel items. Number 1, approve hiring Janie Looper as a 9/11 telecommunicator in the police dispatch center effective August 25th with a 1,040-hour probationary period. And number 2, approve the proposed revisions to the library technician job description, update the title to adult programming and library technician, and authorize posting and advertising to fill the adult programming and library technician position at the Huron Public Library. 6.4, raffle permit submitted by the American Legion for a raffle to be held on November 11th at the Huron High School Auditorium. 6.5, raffle permit submitted by Dakota Moose Association to be held on October 5th at the Huron Event Center. 6.6, special on-sale alcoholic beverage license application submitted by the Huron Country Club for a wedding at the campus center on September 6th. And 6.7, payment of the bills.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to petitions and communications, 8.1. Consider the approval of request by Regan Glanzer, trustee of the estate of Rosella Glanzer, to release the restrictive covenant dated April 30th, 1996 at 864 Utah Southeast and 429 9th Street Southeast, and authorize the mayor to sign. City Planner Barry Cranston, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this is just an extension of the previous variance hearing. we do these covenants in order to try to alleviate the variance hearings that come before this body. It is a way for us to create larger parcels so that we don't run into the 45% coverage ratio. We don't go over that, and it's a simple way to have the commission have some control so that they can't, for example, build a garage on a separate parcel without a residence. And this allows them to couple the residences together and create a larger parcels and still meet the coverage ratios that are contained within the ordinance.
Mhm.
So with that said, we recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions for Mr. Cranston? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to 8.2, consider memo of understanding between Huron Community Campus and Northern State University undergraduate and graduate academic programs and courses, and authorize Doug Peets, Executive Director of HCC, to sign. We have with us tonight Doug Peets as the Executive Director, and we had a meeting with Northern State, and I think it went very well. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes,
And
thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. You all should have received a copy of the MOU in your packet. If not, I do have them with me. We have worked these through the president of Northern State University, and she is willing to approve it. We went through, we had it reviewed by City Legal Counsel, and we are okay there. We've talked to Huron College Foundation, and they are okay with the MOU. We did put it before the HCC Advisory Board, and we're okay there. And so the last step of this much anticipated MOU, at least on my part, is the City Commission. You can it's a little bit different on the last page, the signature page. We used to have every dean of every school for Northern sign it, the provost sign it, I would sign it, HCC board would sign it. We've cut that back considerably. The president of Northern State signs, and I sign as a representative of Huron Community Campus, City of Huron.
Move to approve and authorize Mr. Peets to sign.
Second.
Okay, any questions? We had a chance to read through it, and I know Commissioner Smith was there at the meeting, and so.
I just
Yes.
have one question. On Roman numeral 2, for the term, it just says the agreement begins July 1st, 2025.
Yes.
Is there anything, I mean, it's going on right now, we just need to authorize it?
That is correct.
Okay.
We had, when President Schnorr resigned, they didn't name an interim president for a period of time there, so we kind of had to wait for an interim to get put into place on Northern's campus, because I felt that was probably most appropriate as compared to the provost or the associate vice president of academics to sign that. So we waited for a president to get there.
Okay.
And then we had to go back to the president and say, well, there's some changes to the old one, and sit down with her, President Dr. Nichols, to get her approval of the new changes as far as Northern was concerned.
Okay.
And so there was just some lag time there when we could get everybody in place that we needed to.
Okay. Just wondered if we needed to make it official when you signed it, or if it was okay going back to that date.
Yeah, I guess I'd throw that to you guys. I was just
Attractive.
legal.
It's okay to be retroactive.
Okay.
As written, it's fine.
There you go.
Good. Should have known, you said you talked to legal counsel.
Yep, I did submit it.
It shows you that I read it very thoroughly.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that very much.
Surprise, surprise.
It was a lot of work.
I bet.
I would just like to commend you, and I know Commissioner Smith has worked with you. I mean, the relationship that we've had with Northern has been fantastic, and we hope to continue that partnership. They've seen Huron is a great partner, and we also have seen Northern as a great partner for us. And so
Yes.
appreciate all the hard work you've done. Not only working with a body like that can be difficult, but as you said, there's a lot of local partners in with the history of Huron College as well. And so the fact that you've been able to bring everybody together and make this thing work is continues to be a tremendous asset for the community. So I appreciate everything you guys have done to make that happen.
Thank you, and I would throw that at Commissioner Smith as well. And the mayor coming to that meeting, I do appreciate he giving us the time to sit in on that.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Sign your
Thank
life
you.
away.
College algebra class is starting, anybody?
You're wanted
I've already
outside.
had it once, so I'm not
I'm
doing
gonna
it.
do that again.
My son will be there. I'll ask him how it goes.
Moving on to 8.3, we have a request for Andy's Road Race for a race route or parade route, I guess. This has been going on for how many years?
43. Well, this will
40?
be the 43rd.
Wow.
As you can tell, she hasn't run them all.
You know, but you wouldn't guess how many.
Okay. But we just have this request in, it's pretty much, what's the date?
This Saturday.
Saturday, okay. So, we have an application here and signed by Lori Marcus.
I'd move to approve the recommended route.
Second.
Any questions?
If we vote for it, do we have to run in it?
Well,
Well, see, I would like it to happen, so I'm gonna have to say, no, you don't have to run in it. It would be great. We appreciate.
That's all I
the
need to hear.
participants.
I'll cheer from the sidelines.
roll call vote.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Run like a yoke.
All right.
Sorry, throw that in there. Let's see. Ordinances and resolutions. We have solid waste hours coming up that Commissioner Clute would like to remind us of.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We are really working hard to keep the community informed of the solid waste changes. And with Labor Day weekend coming up, the Solid Waste Department rubble site will be closed Saturday, August 30th through Monday, September 1st in observance of Labor Day. Monday's garbage, recycling, and grass collection will be done on Wednesday, September 3rd. Remember to have your containers out the night before, as trucks will not be rerouted. And I'd like to make another announcement that the Solid Waste Department and volunteers are going through the community and putting one of these lovely new recycling container stickers on everyone's container, cleaning it off first, putting a new sticker on. There are some changes that have gone on with recycling, and we want to make sure everyone's aware. And also, if anyone would like to have a recycling container, you can call Solid Waste and they will deliver, just like pizza. And then that brings up pizza boxes, but anyway, if you have any questions or you want a recycling container, you can call Solid Waste, 605-353-8542.
Commissioner Clute, I'd like to get a recycling container, but I'm worried about the expense. How much does it cost?
That is a wonderful question, Commissioner Bragg. They are free, and you know, you are already paying for recycling service, and it's less to send a recycling trailer to the landfill or to Millennium in Sioux Falls than it is to the recycling, or the garbage place in Pierre. So we encourage recycling, right?
All right.
Dale's training me well.
And just a reminder to follow that up, the solid waste will be closing, but the city offices will be closed also on Labor Day, so. Now I would entertain a motion to go into executive session under SDCL 125-2, parent 3 for contractual. And then when we come out of that, we're gonna have a work session on our budget, and then we're gonna go back into SDCL 1-25-2, parent 1. But we would need two motions for that. One
One for
right
each
now.
of the
And it would be appropriate to take the second motion after the
work session. Okay.
For now, I would make the motion that we go into exec under contractual.
Okay,
Second?
roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Claude.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye.